Have you ever wondered what life is like in one of the world's most secretive nations? Today we're unmasking the enigma that is North Korea, a country that is as fascinating as it is mysterious. Amidst its isolation from the rest of the world, North Korea harbors an array of peculiarities rarely found elsewhere. From unusual laws to unique customs, this nation is a trove of curiosities waiting to be explored. Now, prepare to dive into the peculiar world of North Korea. First on our list is the 3 generations punishment system. Now, imagine a world where not only the individual who commits a crime is punished, but also their entire family for 3 generations. Yes, you heard that right. This is an actual law in North Korea. If someone is found guilty of a crime, their children, grandchildren, and even great-grandchildren can bear the consequences. It's a startling concept that's been part of North Korea's legal system for decades. This law is based on the idea that any impurity in one's lineage needs to be cleansed, and it's done so through this multi-generational punishment. It's an extreme form of collective punishment, designed to instill fear and obedience in the population. It's a chilling reminder of the severity of North Korea's legal system, a system that doesn't just punish the guilty, but potentially innocent family members as well. Next up is the worship of leaders. In North Korea, the reverence for leaders goes beyond mere respect. It's akin to a cult-like worship. This reverence is not optional but mandatory for all citizens. The leaders in question are the 3 Kims: Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-il, and Kim Jong-un. Each of them has been glorified into a near deity by the state. Their portraits adorn public and private spaces, and their words are considered gospel. The citizens are expected to show utmost devotion and loyalty, not just in public but in their private lives as well. This level of leader worship is deeply ingrained into the societal fabric of North Korea. It's not just about political control, but also about shaping the collective consciousness of the nation, a significant part of daily life in North Korea that is hard to imagine elsewhere. Now, let's talk about propaganda and the internet ban. North Korea is a labyrinth of propaganda, with every corner echoing the state's narrative. The authorities have mastered the art of manipulating minds, using every medium possible to instill a sense of loyalty and obedience. Radios and televisions are pre-tuned to state-run channels that broadcast government-approved content. Even the education system is not spared, as textbooks are filled with state-sanctioned information, painting a picture of the world that suits the regime's agenda. On top of this, the internet as we know it doesn't exist. The North Korean populace doesn't have access to the World Wide Web. Instead, they are confined to a state-controlled intranet called Kwangmyong, which only contains state-approved content. This intranet serves as the government's tool to control information flow, ensuring that the citizens only see what the state wants them to see. A stark contrast to the freedom of information we take for granted. Moving on to travel restrictions and the tattoo ban. North Korea holds a firm grip on its citizens' freedom of movement. Leaving the country without special permission is a crime, a measure that keeps the populace isolated from the rest of the world. This restriction not only inhibits personal freedom, but also hinders exposure to global cultures, ideas, and advancements. In a similar vein, North Korea prohibits its citizens from getting tattoos. This ban is reflective of the state's control over personal expression and individuality. Tattoos, often seen as an art form and a means of self-expression, are deemed unacceptable in North Korean society. This restriction is another testament to the state's stringent control over its citizens' lives, dictating not just where they can or cannot go, but also what they can or cannot do with their own bodies. 2 more examples of the extreme control exerted by the state. Next, we delve into the blue jeans ban and hair regulations. In North Korea, personal style isn't a matter of choice, but of compliance. The wearing of blue jeans, a universal symbol of Western culture and freedom, is strictly prohibited. This ban is believed to be a part of the government's campaign to limit Western influence and maintain ideological purity. Meanwhile, hair isn't just a matter of personal aesthetics, but a subject of state control. Citizens are required to choose from a selection of state-approved hairstyles. For men, there are about 10 styles, all short and neat. Women have a bit more latitude, with approximately 18 hairstyles to pick from, mostly simple, unadorned looks. These regulations are enforced with strict inspections and potential punishment for non-compliance. These are intriguing examples of how even personal style is dictated by the state. Finally, let's explore the lack of religious freedom and entertainment restrictions. In North Korea, the freedom to practice a religion of choice is severely curtailed. The citizens are only permitted to practice state-approved religions, a stark contrast to the religious plurality enjoyed by many nations. This lack of religious freedom stifles individual spiritual expression and fosters an environment of fear and repression. Taking a turn towards entertainment, or the lack thereof, North Korea has a firm grip on the types of leisure activities its citizens can partake in. Many forms of entertainment that we often take for granted are strictly prohibited. The North Korean regime meticulously regulates the entertainment industry, allowing only state-approved forms of amusement. This results in a homogenized and heavily censored cultural milieu, devoid of the rich diversity typically associated with the world of entertainment. A sobering look at the lack of personal freedoms in North Korea. As we've seen, North Korea is a place unlike any other. This secretive and isolated nation is home to a myriad of peculiarities that are almost unimaginable to the rest of the world. From the 3 generations punishment system, where not only the perpetrator but also their family could face repercussions for a crime, to the worship of leaders that goes beyond simple respect and borders on religious devotion. The citizens live under an omnipresent cloud of propaganda, with access to information tightly controlled and internet usage restricted to a state-controlled intranet. Travel restrictions are stringent, with citizens unable to leave the country without special permission. Tattoos are forbidden, and even something as commonplace as blue jeans is banned. Personal expression is further curtailed by state-approved hair regulations. Religious freedom is non-existent, with the practice of religion being strictly controlled by the state. And even the types of entertainment are regulated, with only state-approved forms being allowed. These 10 strange things paint a picture of a society that is profoundly different from what most of us are accustomed to. It's a stark reminder of the vast differences that exist in our world, even in the 21st century. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the peculiar world of North Korea. Until next time, keep exploring.